communism, and all like every single book there. Like Anthony got a book which says how can I become a slave. That's literally what the book's called.
Actually,
Yeah.
we learn about
Yeah. I just got it for free. I might as well take it.
Are you gonna do that too?
Yeah. Yeah, no. She's not no way here. No. No.
I rewatched The Walking Dead when I got to this and I started laughing like an idiot.
Smash it in his door. Like the inside, I grabbed onto it. Like I was being dumb. I shouldn't think I grabbed onto it. The door kind of swung open because of the wind. And it went. And blew at the end. It like was pretty good. That's all right. It was so bad. It was like this. I was like, for like half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you slammed your finger and drove it.
That was like 2 weeks ago too. Ow. Yeah.
I'll see you in a minute.
Oh yeah. Wait, I want to see if these.
Wait, is it just $5 for the Chromebooks?
Yeah, I think so.
Mr. Blissett, do you know if these can be word like expo wise on your computer?
Like you want to write on it?
Yeah. Like, does it work?
Is it glass?
No, it's plastic.
I don't know if that works.
That'd be kind of cool.
You probably can, but it might get cutted up over time.
Yeah. When are you going to Spanish?
Last period.
Oh, last period.
So I think today I'm just gonna have algebra, English,
I wouldn't mind that.
wildlife, and chemistry.
I don't have English today, though.
I don't have English.
No, I just have a period.
In the bit.
I thought there was gonna be like 4 people in it, but there's actually like 8.
18. Yeah, my English class was like,
Oh wow. Yeah. Are you with Lucian? Yeah, that one's the biggest one, I think.
I got Lucian, Braden, Sorensen, CJ.
Oh god. Yandel? No, Yandel's first.
No, not Yandel. Garrett,
Oh god.
Mia. It's a pretty cool guy.
I like the English teacher.
She's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. She's pretty nice. I don't know. I tried to say neat and nice. I guess that's a different one.
Yeah, exactly. So Lucian just get his folder? As I said, Lucian just get his folder.
I have this.
We had another paper or something?
No.
One second. That's the time to strike.
It's the time.
Jinxie split duo. You wanna know what he just said? There's all other duos. I watched one from the semis. There was Spoy, Jinxie versus Shaiko and Scissors, and they're both French. Slam. Shaiko just slam Spoy. You know when like you're on a patch, they drop 3 flashes, you usually jump on the 3rd one so you can jump and be flash. Shaiko did that and waited a minute after before he dropped. And so Jinxie would have made it when he heard it, he dropped out of Jinxie and Johnny went and like kicked his face. And I don't know what happened in the finals. It was Stompin and Bolo for Shaiko and Scissors. I think it was like 3-2 and then 3-3 and then 4-3. It was like going back and forth. And Jinxie said it too, up to 8, you have to win by 2, infinite overtime.
You see, the problem was,
I don't know who won.
Jinxie used to be,
Yeah.
there was this old clip of Jinxie that was,
When I see it won. I want to see who won.
instead of being the champion, we're
Can't beat the Brent. Yeah, Stompin and Bolo won. They won 7. Wait. That's not. This was the liquor. This was not the finals. The final round of the 2v2. Who won?
Landon.
Stompin and Bolo won. 8-6. I never knew how good Scissor was. His name was X. No, SX.
My name is, what is it?
And he went Delta Universe and Shaiko.
I was gonna say, what period are we
I
in?
don't even know who he is. I never knew who he was. They're both French.
Let me go 10%.
Can you imagine the Shaiko and the other guy in DDS? Because Mingo and that other French person that's on DDS with Shaiko were playing, and they're the ones who beat Jinxie. Oh no, they weren't the ones who They were the ones who lost to Bolo and stuff, but they were doing like super good. Like that one, his name's like Rick Effect. He knew every single thing about stuff. Like he knew exactly what he was doing. Everything. And then they just lost it. So I had to like 6 rounds. This game.
Cameron, where's your syllabus?
Bolo has a lot of stuff.
I forgot that.
I genuinely thought
I called my
Shaiko
mom
was
too.
gonna win that game afterwards. Like never really beat. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was getting so mad and outsmarted. He was like, Shaiko is my And he's like, Jack.
Garrett, where's your syllabus?
Every single time.
The inbox.
After the match, he's like,
Snuck it in there on there?
Slipped it in. Slipped it in. Alright, good job.
So you did CA.
So I just got it.
what's Brayden good at? Oh, Brayden said last night he was sick, super sick.
Seems like that happens
Brayden said he was super sick last night.
Oh, yeah, he said he was helping. He said his face was having pushing.
Yeah, I'll show you. Okay, yeah, I forgot.
So is it,
This was like one day conversation. He doesn't miss the week, he sleeps super well. Yeah.
Where?
1%
Why is everything on my parents now? And then just said, you remember that one thing we didn't talk about? You remember what Remember the one thing we did in Thompson yesterday? Jeff?
What's up?
Remember the one thing we did in Thompson yesterday? About the wealthy thing? The most successful. He said, like, yeah. And like Cooper's grandparents. He said it. He's like Cooper's
So which one did you grab?
He's in it. Would be something.
I brought you out too. We were talking about.
No, we said
Like you did it to yourself. I'm all kind of. I know, but still.
Paid her. They bought the trip.
Points.
They bought the trip.
How much was the trip?
I have no idea.
What cruise line did you go on? Did you travel about?
Yeah.
That's a $10,000 cruise.
Berlin.
It was a week on his way to UK. It was like real slow.
$6,000.
Cooper and your grandparents have one. Couldn't do that. But then we had to go through Denmark, Sweden, Norway,
Yeah, I took it.
Iceland, fly back.
No, yesterday.
CJ, they call it.
I will be able to do that. My Saturday, can't wait.
That was so funny. Cycle owns my Someone. He was like, he went 1 and 7. So like, the chat said 1 and 7, Kevin 1 and 7. He went 1 and 7.
You know, someone's telling me.
Where at, there's not.
And with the next game, he's like, how do you say Jinxie didn't sell? And he's like, I'm pretty sure he said Jinxie sold. And then said, it's like, I sold Spoy, I sold Spoy.
Vanessa, where's your syllabus?
My mom
I
has
sold
that.
Spoy, I sold
Get out.
I know.
Changed my phone for another scene.
I won't say right yet.
I'm so excited for the draft.
Alright, what about Landon, Braden, anybody else?
After we do 16, after we do 18 years of school. 18 years of school, die. You're gonna die 1 month after you graduate. That'd be like the saddest thing ever.
Alright, lunch is cheeseburgers. Anybody want a cheeseburger? Okay.
I was gonna show Braden like a book too, he really liked it.
I'm sure he'll like it all Monday. He won't be back with me.
Yeah.
You guys got your note packets?
We haven't got one.
Where they at?
Huh?
Where they at?
They didn't hand them out yet?
Oh yeah, you're in now.
Yeah, in the building.
Oh, yeah, you're a fan of husband now.
Alright guys, I guess you get it. You want one for you? One for you? Oh, you want one for me? Oh. I was like, okay.
They say we need one more. We need one more.
Oh, so I found the same exact thing.
Yeah, I know.
What? You were scared of the weird. You don't have to do the compression and the other one?
wait,
Yeah.
how do you want us to explain? Do you
The
want
ones
us
that we talked about. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Brady's not here.
All right, everybody has one? Okay, real quick. On the note packets, front page. What's the first thing you just did?
Write my name.
I hope so.
Right, get it.
Everybody wrote their name on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you see on the front page?
Bunch of letters and numbers.
Okay, score, I heard score right away. So these are graded.
Oh.
The day of the test, you will turn them in for credit. How come it's out of 30 points?
Every section's 5 points.
Every section's worth 5 points. So if you are gone, like these two are,
Oh.
you need to figure out a way to get the notes. How are you gonna get the notes?
From us.
I'm a buddy.
You're gonna go on YouTube. What's my YouTube channel?
Listen, Matt.
How'd you know that?
Because I already have to subscribe.
Because you already subscribed to it? That's excellent.
Yeah.
Because you were in my Algebra 1 class?
Yeah.
That's excellent. What about these other people who weren't in my Algebra 1 class? How would they know that?
Tell them.
Huh? I don't think it was on the syllabus.
Let's look up Bliss and Matt.
Or maybe you look farther down the page and it's written right there,
Wow.
in case you forgot.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so if you are ever absent, which inevitably probably will be, unless you're superhuman like some of you are, you will go to my YouTube channel and you will watch the video for what I taught in class. And it will be exactly what you would have missed on the day that you were gone, okay? Or if you are really kind of just totally forgot, totally blanked, you're trying to review for a test, you can watch the video and relearn it, okay? And I've had plenty of students who have done that in the past too. Or if you're somebody from Moreland or Burlington or Cody or Montana or the Philippines or anywhere else in the world where I have people who are learning my stuff the way that I teach, you can be that student and just learn Algebra 2 on your own. So, there's that too. Anyway, the point is, if you are absent, the expectation, not I'm asking you to, the expectation is that you go to the YouTube channel and you watch what you missed. And then, you do the homework. How will you know what the homework is?
The section.
It's on the front page of the packet. For whatever section you missed, the entire list of homework assignments for the chapter is sitting there for you, so that you already know what you have to do. Okay? I don't do page numbers. They are meaningless to me, so section 1 in chapter 1, section 2 in chapter 1, 1.1, 1.2, and so on. Okay? Make sense? All right. And then you just got to figure out what page that is. Okay? Because I don't. I have no idea. I don't even know what page numbers are. All right, so what do you notice about the homework assignments themselves? What problems are you mostly assigning? Odds. Why do I assign odds? Because I want you to have the answers so that you can just copy them down and you don't have to worry about doing any work at all, right? That's right.
That's
Okay, good.
exactly right.
Yeah. That way it looks like we're really learning something.
Yes.
Okay, good.
It's really easy though.
All right, good. So you can watch the videos at home. You can just copy the answers out of the back of the book. And that means I never have to be here. I can just watch Facebook memes and stuff like that in the back. And you guys can just stay home and we can pretend like we're learning something here. And I'll give you all the answers on the test as well. And everybody gets an A, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect class.
All right, so I'll see you guys in May, and I'll sign off that you did something, and we'll have a great year. Sound good? Okay, good. See you later. No, why do I give you the odds?
So,
Yeah,
check
we know
in,
we're
check.
doing it right.
Yeah.
So you can check your answers and make sure that you're doing it right. And if you're not doing it right, what are you going to do?
Check in the back of the book.
You just did, and you didn't do it right. So what are you gonna do?
We fix it.
You're gonna go back and you're gonna
Yeah.
fix your mistakes. so that you turn in an assignment that has every problem or almost every problem correct, and all the work is right, and you know why you did things wrong. And yes, that takes longer to do, but when you learn from your own mistakes, then you are actually learning instead of just getting things done so that you can get points. Because just getting points isn't doing anything. It's just getting points. Okay?
Alrighty.
All right, it is essential that you guys do that. That's why I do what I do. So that you can do well and learn something. And as you go along, if you start doing it that way, as you go along, you will start doing your work faster. You'll be better. You'll be more engaged. And the homework will take less time as you go, to the point where by the time we're halfway through the year, this stuff will seem easier, the homework will take less time, you'll understand it more, and you'll feel like Algebra 2 is actually pretty easy, okay? Or don't do that and just allow yourself to continue to get things wrong constantly, and the homework will always take forever. You will always feel like you don't understand anything. Your grade will always continue to fall, and Algebra 2 will always feel like a struggle. So start off the right way, right away, and check your work. When you get something wrong, try to fix it. If you can't figure out what you're doing wrong, ask me for help. I will help you, okay? And then, over time, you will become a stronger math student. Remember the girl I told you about? Or the student I told you about? Sat back there forever, all year long, and over time, got better and better and better to the point where she got the best score on the final exam at the end of the year. Okay, that would not have been possible had she never been checking her answers and asking for help. So that's the way to do it. Okay, so take my advice. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Sort of. Okay, now also we see vocabulary down here. These are the vocab words that you need to know by the end of the chapter. So as we learn them, we'll write down the definitions, I'll talk about them, and then I'll be using them constantly. I need you guys to use them constantly also. It's not like you need to use them in everyday conversation out there, although if you did, it'd be pretty amazing. It would help you a lot. But in here you do, okay? All right, now, if you turn the page, this is a review for you guys that had me before. It's new for the people who hadn't, so just bear with me if you've had me before. On this first page, you will see in your note packet exactly what you see up here. I'll go through this and I'll talk a lot about what we have here. You guys will be writing things down. Sometimes I'll ask you to do the problem here before I do the problem here, and that's what's going to happen here in a little bit. So we'll go through this, and once we're done with it, I'll slide to the next slide, and then we'll do the next slide in the notes. Okay? We've got some vocab here. I'll define those words for you. We'll continue on. Okay? So whatever I write up here, definitely you're writing here. A lot of times, actually all the time, I'm a teacher, so I'm going to be talking a lot. The things I'm saying are also very important, so it's important that you listen to the things I'm saying too. And sometimes the things I'm saying are so important that you're going to want to write down, jot down a couple of ideas that I also say. Okay? I won't always write down everything that I'm saying. Always write down the things I write down. But also sometimes write down some of the things that I say. Because the things that I say will help you remember what it was that I wrote down. Okay? A lot of people forget that the things that are being said are a lot of times more important than the things that are wrote down. Okay? So we'll continue on and on and on, right? Now, eventually we'll get to points like this right here where we have HW and 9 through 17 odd. What does that mean?
How many questions you can do? So.
We can do that much of the homework at that point. Are we done with the section?
No.
We're not done with the section. Clearly there's more to go, right? But at this point, like if we were to have to stop right here, maybe it's the end of the period, and we had to stop, and we couldn't go any further. Or maybe we got through that point and we got to this problem here and then we had to stop. But we passed through this chunk of problems right here. You could go on like to academic success or something, take your book and do those problems, at least get that much done, and then stop and wait for class tomorrow And then tomorrow, we're gonna finish the section off. And at least you'll have that much done. Then you're gonna hang on to that homework. We'll finish the section, because then at the end of the section, you'll see I told you, oh, now you can do the rest of the assignment, okay? So at this point, though, you'll have that much done at least. It's just a few problems. I'm not asking for much at that point, right? So do that much, and then wait. Don't turn it in, just hold on to it. And then we finish the section. Now you can do the rest of the assignment, but you got a head start, okay? So that saves you that much time the following night when the assignment can be done. Then you finish up the assignment and you turn it in the next day, okay? The assignment is not officially due until we officially finish the section, and then it will be due the following day, okay? So for example, if we finish this entire section today, then it will be due on Monday, okay? If we get this far right here today, then it won't be due on Monday because we didn't finish the section. So then on Monday we come in, we finish the section, okay, it will be due on Tuesday. Make sense? Okay. All right, now, did I talk about the way that I grade yet in here? No, not really. No? I'm kind of looking at the people that I haven't had before, so have I talked about that? How much is homework worth?
Yes, we are.
25 points? 5,000 points.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that this year, making homework worth 5,000 points each.
Yes.
Should I do that?
Yes.
I think it would be smart, because then if you didn't turn in an assignment, you'd lose 5,000 points.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. Actually, it wouldn't make any difference, but. Okay, homework is worth 5 points. How do you get those 5 points? Writing your name on it? You think I'm that stupid? Come on, you guys. Okay,
Yeah, you get a piece of paper.
you're gonna get 1 point if it's written on paper. No, 1 point if it's turn it in. Okay? You're gonna get 1 point,
For doing all the problems.
try every problem. You're gonna get 1 point. For that. How many points is that?
3.
Out of,
5.
what percent is that? What is passing? What percent is passing?
60.
60%. What grade is it? D minus. I'm giving you a passing grade, and all you gotta do is turn it in on time and try every problem. I'm just asking you to do that, and you'll pass. Is that tough?
No.
No, it's not tough. But you have to do that. You gotta try every problem, turn it in. What haven't we talked about yet?
How many you get right?
How many you got right? You could literally have almost everything wrong and still pass on the homework. Now obviously you gotta have some stuff right on the test, right? But on the homework, which is 40% of your grade, you could do this. Is it fair? Don't nod your head yes, it's ridiculous. It's almost insulting. The worst part is, you guys, students, you guys haven't even done homework yet, but in the past, students choose to not even bother doing homework. I'm handing you a passing grade here, and people don't even bother doing it. You're gonna get 1 point if you have more than 50% right. What's 50% right? Half. 50% is what as a grade?
Fail.
It's enough. But if you did this, how many points am I giving you?
Like a B.
4 out of 5, which is what percent? 80%, which is a B. You should get an F. I'm giving you a B. Failed. I give you a B. Sound good? Yeah.
You should get 50% of the test.
We got one more point to go. If you got less than 5 wrong, usually. The homework is usually about 20 problems. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's a little bit more. Down the road, sometimes you only have 5 problems to do. So obviously, this would not, I mean, if you got less than 5 wrong on a 5-problem homework, that's not gonna work, right? So sometimes it's not, this doesn't really hold up. But usually, this is the case, okay? So I'm giving you 5 out of 5 if you got less than 5 wrong. If you got 5 wrong, you still get this point, okay? So that's 100% and you got 5 wrong. 5 out of 20 is what? 75%. Okay? 75% is what grade?
C.
It's a C. You deserved a C. I'm giving you, yeah. If you just turn it in, you try every problem, turn it on time, and you got 5 or less wrong, you're gonna get 100%. That's not so bad, right? No, but you have to do it. Don't choose to not do it. Do it, okay? Get in the habit of sitting down every day. Oh, I can do this chunk of problems? Okay, I'll take it to academic and I'm gonna do it. I'll get it done. That way, I'm halfway done with the assignment. Or, oh, we finished the entire section today? Okay, I'll just do the entire thing. And I get it done in school. Most of the time, the Algebra 2 kids tell me it takes them about half an hour to get the assignment done. I can sacrifice half an hour to get the assignment done. This is great. This is totally in my favor right here. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I set it up that way to be advantageous to you. But here's what happens. Oh, I don't like story problems. I'm going to skip the story problems. Okay. I didn't try every problem. I just lost that point. Now, because I skipped the 4 story problems that were on the assignment, and I got another one wrong, that's 5 problems that I got wrong. I just lost that problem too. Or I lost that point. So now I skipped problems and I lost that point. 3 out of 5. So very quickly you can lose points. Okay? Or I got 5 problems wrong and I skipped 4 story problems. Now I'm at 9 and there were only 18 problems on the thing. So I got less than half. So I lost that point too. 2 out of 5. Okay? So you can lose points very quickly by skipping problems. So try. I'm just asking you guys to try. Okay? Check your answers in the back of the book. There's no reason why you should have wrong answers. You have the answers. You have all the answers. You have the ability. All you got to do is try. I've set this up for you to be in your favor. You can do it. Okay? And almost all of you had me for Algebra 1, and I know how capable you all are. Okay? I just got to figure out the people who didn't have me. So, can you guys do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do it. All right. Enough about that. You know what's up now. We're going to do section 1. See if we can get it done. On my YouTube, YouTube decided that section 1's video was terrible and it's gone. So I have to re-record it. So I'm going to record it today.
Mr. Blister, what happened to the kangaroos?
What kangaroos?
You had the kangaroos on the side of the board and had an X through it last year.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It wasn't last
We
time.
can't say kangaroos in here.
Well, this year we're going to have to decide what we can't do.
But now we can say what if.
What if, yeah.
I'll get a mention
No.
about that.
We can write what if.
All right.
What if they have to do?
So here we go.
change the color, yeah.
It's always interesting to see what color people key in on. Do they key in on the yellow or do they key in on the red?
First, second, third.
I gotta
Yeah, it's up before.
Is it, it's rotating like 90 degrees?
It just goes in a
Well,
circle.
we'll talk about what it's in.
Wait, so before,
Oh, yeah, we do.
there'd be like a 4 pattern.
On like the one with the one they
Oh, I know.
So,
So it's already half that one.
Depends on, well, I mean, you're shading which color.
yeah.
It's like a.
All right, everybody looks like they're about done. Maybe not quite correct, but about done. All right, so I screwed up and I wasn't recording, so I'm just going to review this real quick. We are adding one side each time, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So the next figure would be a 7-sided figure, heptagon. And so we drew one, and then that's a regular heptagon sitting right there. So let's take a look at the next one. Look at the figures from left to right. What is the pattern? Let's try to describe the pattern.
Adds one to every side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to need a better description than adds 1.
Adds one
box
unit.
is added to each side. A box is added to each side.
A box is added to each.
Edge.
Better than side would be something like arm.
Oh.
Okay? You guys know what I mean by arm? Okay. So let's write that down. What is the pattern? You could say a square or a box or something. We know what both of those mean, right? So a square is added to each arm. By the way, my handwriting is absolutely abysmal. It was way better yesterday. For some reason today it's terrible. So from day to day, you never know what you're going to get. If you can't read my handwriting, just ask and I'll reread it to you. I try the best I can every day. Okay, now, notice that red one in the middle is there every single time. Okay, that's actually a crucial thing. If that wasn't there, we might not have the idea that this red one is sort of an anchor point, and we are actually adding 1 to each arm each time. Okay, pay attention to those if there's color involved, because that color can actually be a clue as to how those are being added. Okay. All right. So draw the next figure in the pattern. What do we do?
Do the same thing.
Okay, so go ahead and draw it. I'll do one up here too. Is mine correct?
Yep, sure. No. No.
What's wrong with mine?
Yes.
I got a color in that middle box. Okay, good. Any questions on how to do problems like this? I want you to notice how specific I'm being when I do this description. A square or a box, however you called that, is added. How is it being added? To each arm. Okay? I could have been a little bit more specific there and said to the end of each arm. That would have been maybe a little bit better. Okay? You need to be specific. Location, how it's being added, what is being added. Okay? All right, so some vocab here. What is a variable?
Something in the thing that
something, we need to be more specific.
Okay, fine.
The only thing that was good there was that changes.
A component that changes.
What is it?
The term.
Well, it doesn't just have to be
Same thing.
like an equation.
Just a letter?
No,
No.
I'm saying it doesn't, it's not just a.
It's a symbol.
Oh, it's symbol.
A symbol that represents something that changes. Okay, so that's what a variable is. The word vary is part of the word variable. Vary means to change, so we have to have that part in there. But a variable does not have to be a letter. It can really be anything that, so it's a symbol that represents this, whatever it is that is changing. A numerical expression and an algebraic expression. So a numerical expression is a phrase with numbers. And an algebraic expression is a phrase with variables and numbers. So like 3 plus 2 would be a numerical expression. 3x plus 2 would be an algebraic expression, because now there's a letter involved as well. Okay? Make sense? Any questions on this slide? Okay, let's go on. All right, so now we're getting into a combination of everything we've seen so far. Take a look at what is being asked here. And I know it has sort of like the book's way of doing things, but I'm going to kind of modify that. So how many toothpicks are in the 20th figure is the question. And what we want to do is find the pattern, recognize what's going on, and then start to use the pattern to help answer the question. So this is like sort of the foundation of why algebra came about in the first place, okay? So what is going on here? On the most basic level, what do we see happening from figure 1 to figure 2 to figure 3?
The boxes are multiplying.
Yeah, by 4.
By 2.
On the most basic level, what is happening?
They're adding lines.
We're adding a
Box. Adding a number.
square each time. Okay? How many squares are there in the first figure?
1.
So in figure 1, there's 1. In figure 2, there's 2. In figure 3, there's 3. So in figure 20, there would be 20. Okay? So the figure number here is matching the number of squares. Okay? I'm going to give you guys a hint here. You always want to try to match the figure number to what's going on, somehow. All right? Here, the figure number is matching the number of squares in the figure. That is essential. All right? So, what we want to do, once we have that concept going on, is we want to make a table. So, we're going to say figure number. So, I'm just writing this to abbreviate. This is figure number. Then we want to make a process column. Normally we'd put an equation in there, but we don't have an equation, so I'm calling it process. And then total. All right, so we have our table set up. Now, we're given 3 figures. Figure 1, figure 2, figure 3.
1 times 4.
What was the total number of toothpicks? Because that's what we're looking for here. Total number of toothpicks in figure 1.
4.
How about figure 2? How about figure 3? Okay. Now, this problem is really kind of easy. It might seem obvious. The answer is
80.
right. We know the answer already because this is a very simple problem, okay? Ignore that.
Okay, so
We're learning how to make our brains work with this sort of situation, with patterns and concepts and processes, okay? So learn how to do it this way. So now in figure 1, we get 4 toothpicks. In figure 2, we get 8 toothpicks. In figure 3, we get 12 toothpicks. Now, how do I get there? How do I turn 1 into 4? How do I turn 2 into 8? 3 into 12? I multiply by 4. I multiply what by 4?
The figure number.
I multiply the figure number by 4 each time, right? That didn't change. So I have 4 times the figure number. I have 4 times the figure number. I have 4 times the figure number each time, okay? 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3. And that is giving me the correct answer every single time, okay? What we're doing here is the basic idea of where algebra came from. We have a constant situation here getting multiplied by the figure number, the thing that's changing, okay? Now, I can make the figure number anything I want. Call it n. 4 times the figure number. And now I have an expression for any figure number that I want. What is it?
4n.
4n. So now they can ask me the number of toothpicks in any figure number that they want. They want the 20th figure number. Okay, fine. 4 times 20 is 80. Which we already knew,
Yeah, give it
because it was an easy problem. But that's how this process goes. Okay? If you do this, using this process, you can solve any problem. But the key to this whole thing is somehow making the figure number be the thing that's changing. You want that to be the variable. Okay? So, there is a second problem here. It says, how many tiles are in the 25th figure in this pattern? Now, you may be able to sit there and just think about the answer, but we want to come up with a process that allows us to write an expression so that we can answer the question quickly, no matter what number I change it to. Okay? So, first thing we got to do is figure out what's happening from figure 1 to figure 2 to figure 3. I want a description. What's happening?
It's adding a row or column every time.
It's adding a column every time?
Yeah.
Of
Two
2? Where?
to the right side.
The right arm.
How do you know it's on the right?
It's not on.
Because we have the colored square.
Because of the red one, we know that we're adding a column of 2
Units.
Squares.
2 boxes.
yellow ones on the right every time. Each figure is adding a column of 2 yellow squares on the right every time. Notice I gave a color, a quantity, and a location. Okay? Describe how it's being done. All right? Now, I got to come up with now a table. Okay? So I need a figure number. I need a process. And I need a total. Now remember what I said. I want the figure number to somehow match what's going on. They gave me figure number 1, figure number 2, figure number 3. What's the total in figure number 1?
4.
And 2? Okay, and figure number 3? Okay. So how can I get figure number 1 to equal 4? Figure number 2 to equal 6? Figure number 3 to equal 8? We know we're adding 2 each time, right? Sure, I'm adding 2, right? How can I do that? Well,
Could you do figure number times 2 plus 2?
okay, so yeah, you got it immediately. Here's the thing. The figure number needs to match something, right? What we can do sometimes is what would figure number 0 be? If there was something before this,
1.
what would figure number 0 be?
2.
Just 2 tiles, right? Okay. So if we had figure number 0, we would have a total of 2.
So you gotta start with 2.
So we got to start with 2, right?
Oh, you gotta go back.
So we're just going to have 2 sitting there, okay? So the figure number has to do something, and then we're just going to have 2. How do we get nothing and then 2? We're just going to have 2, okay? So that means that these guys right here, with the red tile and the one above it, if we're adding 2 to the right every single time, these won't be there, okay? So in figure number 0, this column here wasn't there, which means that this red tile and the one above it was always there, okay? So those 2 tiles were always there, and then we started adding 2 after that, okay? So if there's 2 tiles that were always there, that's a +2. Those were always there. Something happens and then a +2 is always there, okay? Which means that that +2 is there and that +2 is there. Now, how do I get to 4 if I'm letting the figure number be the variable and then I have a +2?
It's just times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you think about figure number 0 and what that's got to do, then a lot of times you can get there. Okay? So I have 2 tiles that's being added in figure number 1, 2 tiles that's being added in figure number 2, 2 tiles that's being added in figure number 3. Each time we're adding 2 tiles. That works just like what we did up here with this situation. Okay? So that's 2 times the figure number, 2 times the figure number, 2 times the figure number. And that's what you did, okay? Figure number is 1. 2 times 1 plus 2 is 4. Figure number is 2. 2 times 2 plus 2 is 6. Figure number is 3. 2 times 3 plus 2 is 8. And there you go. You got it. Okay? So now we can do an expression. If the figure number is whatever figure number we want, then we'd have what for our expression? 2n plus 2. And once we have that, how many tiles are in the 25th figure? 2 times 25 plus 2. How many is it? 52 tiles. And see, they're calling them tiles here, and that's fine. Squares, blocks, tiles, it doesn't matter. Okay? Feeling good? It takes practice. If this one was kind of a little confusing, it was a little more complicated. That's fine. If the first one made sense, but this one kind of didn't, you gotta give yourself some time. You gotta try some homework problems, let your brain wrap itself around this idea. It'll start to click. Okay? Let's see. You want to set up an aquarium and determine what size tank to buy. The graph shows tank sizes using a rule that relates the capacity of the tank to the combined lengths of the fish it can hold. This is actually true. Fish will grow to the size of the tank that they're in, and then they'll stop growing. If you've ever had fish, you know this probably. It's actually a legitimate thing. If you want 5 2-inch platis, 4 1-inch guppies, and a 3-inch loach, they will grow to that size and they will stop. Or you just buy them at that size and then they'll never grow. What's the smallest capacity tank you can buy? 15, 20, or 25 gallon? Can we look at this graph here and figure it out? Or do we have to figure it out some other way? We're gonna have to do some work here. What's the total length of fish that we have here? Somebody added it up already? What do you got?
6 inches.
6 inches? No.
Oh,
We have 5 2-inch platis. What is that? So we got 10 there. 4 1-inch guppies. What do we got? Okay, and a 3-inch loach. What's our total? Okay, we got 17 inches. Do we have 17 inches on our tank size? No. So, what do we do? Do we just draw a bunch of lines like this and hope that we get it right? We're going to make a table. We're going to try to figure it out that way, okay? So we're going to have length, a process, and a capacity. Okay, so just pick some lengths off of here. What's an easy one? Let's get some easy ones. We could start with 0 and get so we have 0 and capacity is 2. We can go 2 for length, and what do we get? 4. And we could try another one, 4, and we get 6. So what's happening? Every time we add, we have to add. Okay, so a length of 0 we get 2, length of 2 we get 4, length of 4 we get 6. So whatever the length is, we have to add what? 2, right? So if I have 17 inches length, what do I need? I need 19 inches capacity, or 19 gallons capacity, right? Okay, so what size tank do I need? I need the 20-gallon tank, okay? Now am I going to put 20 gallons in the tank? If I put 20 gallons in the tank, what's going to happen to my fish? They're going to grow. So I don't want 20 gallons in my tank. I'm going to put 19 gallons in my tank to keep them the size that I want. I just don't fill it all the way, that's all, okay? I keep it at 19 gallons, and they will stay these lengths. Make sense?
So the process is just adding 2.
Yeah, we noticed the pattern here real quick. We're just doing a +2 situation each time, okay? It was just really obvious as soon as we made the table. It was like, oh my gosh, it's just adding 2, okay? Now, maybe, I don't think I have time quite. Let's see if we can get this done real fast, okay? The graph is showing the total cost of Platis at the aquarium shop. How much do 6 Platis cost? Well, look at what's happening. 0 costs 0, 1 costs 2, 2 costs 4, 3 costs 6. How much does 1 Platis cost?
2. Oh wait, 1.
By what we see, 1 is costing $2, right? So how much would 6 cost? $12. How much would 10 cost? $20? Yep. Why is the graph on the last problem a line, while the graph on this problem is just dots? You have to buy a whole Platis, okay? You cannot draw a line here, because that would represent that every dot in between 0 and 1 fish is a legitimate thing. You can't do that. You have to buy a whole fish. So we can only have the dots on whole fish. How come the other one was a line? Because you can grow fish anywhere between 0 and 1 inch, and you can fill a tank anywhere between 0 and 1 gallon. You can drip a little bit more water in there and you're perfectly fine, okay? The fish grow continuously from 0 to 1 inch, so it makes sense to draw the line. Here it does not make sense to buy a half a fish, okay? Unless you're getting fillets or something. But you're not. You want fish in your tank swimming around and having a good time, okay? So that's it. That's the whole section. We're done.